The shower situation at Coachella is awful. You will have to wait hours in line every single day just to take like a 5-minute shower. And people on TikTok are always posting videos saying that most attendees don't even clean up after themselves, so you just feel dirty the whole time. Ironically, for some reason, the crowd at Coachella is always super dead. Like if you look around, it's almost like no one is singing or dancing along to the music, and everyone just has their phone out and is recording silently. In fact, a few years ago when Tyler, the Creator, was performing, he walked out onto the Coachella stage and started yelling at the audience for being so boring. Pretty much a situation like this happens every single year because everyone is just there for one reason, to take pictures. And if you want to know how I know these specific details, it's because I unfortunately went to Coachella in 2018. Yes, it was years and years ago at this point, and I wouldn't say I regret it, but I definitely would not do it again. I ended up spending so much money that I could have probably spent on like a trip to Europe. The Airbnb that my friends and I got was $1,000 a night, okay? There was like 8 of us to be fair, so we were splitting everything, but even to this day, all these years later, I cannot justify the price.
The side of Coachella that nobody talks about, like the fact that it's like one of the biggest sex weekends in the industry in Hollywood. Like all y'all see on social media is your favorite influencers and all that and brands turning up at the festival, but nobody talks about what is happening on the other side of Coachella, how men are getting mansions, all the hoes is popping out, and it's like rabbits that weekend. Everybody turns into horny rabbits that weekend. Like everybody knows that. And that is why I refuse to go to Coachella unless it's with a brand. Because if you just go to Coachella just to go to Coachella, the perception of that,
I'm gonna spill the tea on some of the crazy stuff that happened this Coachella weekend that had me pretty shook. So one of the things was 3 people in our group had their phones stolen out of their pocket, and it all happened at Metro Boomin and Sahara tent. So if you are going to see Metro Boomin in the Sahara tent this weekend, weekend 2, I suggest make sure you keep your phone really close to you because literally they just got it stolen right out of their pocket. Professional thieves come to Coachella, buy a ticket just to steal things, so make sure you guys have your stuff secured. Also, something that I never really paid attention to until now, it's really, really difficult to get an Uber. We already know this, but there's a lot of unauthorized vehicles that actually come to Coachella to try to make a quick buck. Also to do some other crazy stuff like sex trafficking. I'm not trying to scare you, but do not get into a car, however tempting it may be. There's going to be a bunch of like drivers lined up and you might not be able to find your Uber, and they're going to be like, okay, whatever, $100 to get to point A to point B. Like you can get in my car really quickly and go there. We actually did take one driver. And he seemed legit, like his personality and everything, he seemed trustworthy. But we got into another car coming out of Senora. We were trying to get home and the Uber just was like taking forever because there was like a long line of cars. We ended up getting into this guy's car. He basically didn't even take the address before he gave us a quote because I was like, $50, is $50 okay? And he was just like, yeah, whatever, just get in the car, whatever. And he didn't speak English that well. When we got inside the car, my boyfriend was freaking the fuck out. He's like, why the fuck did we get into this car? And I was like, I mean, what's wrong? He's a driver. He's like, no, he's not an authorized driver. How do you know? And I was like, oh, shoot. And then he started acting really weird, which freaked me out. This freaked me out so much. So first of all, he seemed really nervous. He didn't take down the address of the location we were going to. He was just like driving, which was a red flag. And then he was speaking Spanish really quickly on the phone, like answering phone call and like speaking really fast and then hanging up. And then it was like really weird, frantic energy. And then we were like, oh, so like, do you come out here often to Coachella? And he's like, yeah, 10 years. But like he had like broken English. And then he said, I have a lot of kids at home to feed, unfortunate. And it was weird. It was weird the things he was saying. And then Matt was freaking out. He was freaking me out too because he was like, we need to get out of here. Tell him to pull over. And then I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, what's wrong? Like, he has kids. He has a wife. Like, everything's fine. He's been here like 10 years in a row. He gave us a limousine card to make us feel better. All of a sudden, he pulls over to the side of the road. He goes, something's wrong with my tire. So my wife is right behind me and is gonna pick you up in another car. And we see a white vehicle approaching. I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? Matt's like, you're about to be sex trafficked. Like, I was like so scared. You guys are not even gonna believe this, but the driver that we hired previously to get us out of the festival before, he was like the sweetest guy. He was like the funniest guy ever. He was like moving vehicles left and right to get us out. We loved him. His name was Steven. Steven, out of the blue, we're in the middle of nowhere. He pulls to the left of us in his vehicle. He goes, do you guys need help? Literally, as we are stepping outside of the car, like, I was like, what? This is a godsend moment. Like, this does not happen. Dude, we ran into that car. We ran into the car, Steven, please take us. And then we just booked it. Cause I don't even want to know. We did not want to linger any longer to see what the hell is about to happen if we had stayed around. That is the worst and last mistake I will ever make. I honestly was traumatized after that for a few hours, because I don't know if he would have just like ransomed us for more money, like, because we were like, wait, $50? Because everyone else was quoting us like 300, 500 just to go like 10 minutes. Steven, you are a freaking angel from heaven, even though he charged us $100 to go 9 minutes. Understand, but whatever, like, you saved our lives. Make sure you're really careful, guys. Don't do what we did.